everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about something that a lot of teachers face, including myself, and it's a really big problem when it happens, and it is teacher burnout. No matter what you're passionate about, whether it's teaching, being a doctor, being a musician, being an actor, being a doctor, the things that start off as your passions in life will eventually become routine, mundane, a chore. And so when that happens, you need to find a way to recapture that early enthusiasm that you once had for it. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that today, 20 years in, I'm still as enthusiastic about teaching as I was when I was in my first, second, or third years of my career. There's no way to really recapture that amazing enthusiasm you have in the very beginning, but there are things you can do to help you get out of your rut. A couple of years ago, I had a class. It was a first grade class, and I've talked before about how usually in your classroom every year, you're going to get 2 or 3 kids who I call the really tough cookies. Well, this first grade class didn't have 2 or 3. They didn't have 5 or 6. I am not joking when I tell you I had 15 children out of 30 who were really, really tough. There was a wide variety of problems. There was ADHD. I had multiple students with that. I had several children who were experiencing aggressive tendencies, anger management issues. I had one child who was actually diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and oh my God, that class was exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And I've always prided myself on being really good at what I do and having really good classroom management. You know, the school social workers or administration, when a kid's moving up the chain, they'll say, oh, give them to Tina, she can handle them. And usually that's true. But that year, I was just outnumbered. No teacher can handle 15 behavior problems. It's just not even in the realm of consideration. And to make matters worse, not only was I their first grade teacher, but I was in a looping position. So I taught first, second, first, second, first, second. So I was actually going to have this class for 2 years. And in the second year, I was so stressed out that I was actually starting to have panic attacks. We're talking full-blown hyperventilating, I'm breathing into a paper bag, my head's between my knees, embarrassing, I'm losing my mind, panic attacks. I would come home from school and just go to my room and lay on this bed and sob because I felt like a failure. And I really was starting to feel by the end of the second year that, oh wow, I've got to go. I'm done. I've been doing this now for a very, very long time, and I'm now burnt out. It is just time for me to find another career path, something else. And it's scary though. It can be really, really scary to just say, oh, I'm going to walk away from something I've been doing since the age of 18 and go do something new. So I didn't quit my job. Even though I had cried a couple of times saying I was going to do exactly that. But I stuck it out, but I realized something's got to change because I'm either going to become one of those teachers, and you know the kind of teachers I'm talking about, the ones where you look at them and you think to yourself, oh my God, that person should have retired a decade ago. And I never ever want to be one of those teachers. At the same time, I have my own children. I can't lose my mind and end up in a psych ward myself. So I had to find a way to survive. And basically summer vacation finally came and my 2 years was done with those children. And I really realized I have to come up with a plan. Something's got to be done because right now I hate teaching and I don't want to hate teaching. You know, it was my passion. It was something I was really enthusiastic about. So here's a couple of ideas that got me through it. One, shake it up. You need to learn a new program. And by learn a new program, I'm not telling you to adopt something that the school district has adopted. No, there are a wide variety of programs out there. Pick up, you know, reading, the magazine Reading. There's other educational magazines out there. What's new in education? Because odds are you're probably a little bit stuck in a rut. So find something new. For me, that was the Daily Five. I found the Daily Five, loved the Daily Five, and latched onto it, and on my own, nothing to do with the district. I paid for my own training, bought my own materials, I paid for a college course in the Daily Five, and it really helped me to go a different way. And that was one of the really big things that helped me a lot. Another thing I would say to you is go to the teacher store or start browsing teacher catalogs. Find different things in there, something totally new, something you've never done before, and find something that sparks your imagination, sparks your creativity again, and makes you really want to try it. The second thing I would say right now, it's summer vacation, start planning fun. I know myself, the curriculum is so bogged down now that I'm guilty of like closing the doors, drawing the blinds, and doing an art project and praying that no one from upper administration walked in the room and that I suddenly had to justify why I was wasting class time doing an art project. I mean, there's so much now with the Common Core, state standards, state testing, M-STEP. Oh my God, that test is insane. But at some point, you have to remind yourself, these are kids. They're just little kids and they're not robots. You can't pound instruction into their brains day after day after day, hour after hour. You know, we all need a little fun because not only are the teachers today getting burned out, so are the kids. I mean, the kids are getting really burned out and stressed out themselves. I know for M-STEP tests, you know, we're hearing stories of kids passing out, kids throwing up, kids skipping school. Wow, something's got to happen. We all just need to chill out. So right now in summer vacation, I've already been working on different things I want to do for this upcoming school year. And one of the things I truly love about the Daily Five is that the Daily Five is not a reading program. It's a bunch of strategies. It's a framework. But at the end of the day, you're still your own boss. You're deciding which books to teach, which books to share with the kids, which books that you're going to use to draw upon those strategies for your modeled lessons. So like I'm already planning in September, I'm going to do a whole Stephen Kellogg thematic unit where he does tall tales. So he's got Paul Bunyan, Johnny Appleseed, Pecos Bill, and I'm going to use a lot of the cafe menu strategies to I can't think of the word, decode all that figurative language and the exaggerations, because those are things that are really complicated for kids to figure out for themselves. So cafe menu and those tall tale books are going to go perfect together for September, and I get to sneak Johnny Appleseed back into the curriculum that was taken out years ago. For October, I'm planning on doing bats for a week. So I will pull out nonfiction books. I'll use Stella Luna. I actually bought a bat at the Cranbrook Science Institute, and I'm even thinking about doing a field trip to Cranbrook because they have this bats room where you go in there and there's just lots and lots of bats, and it's a really cool place. So these are things I'm already thinking about in July because I'm trying to work fun into the curriculum because I need it just as much as the children do. Honestly, you just can't do lesson after lesson after lesson with nothing inspiring. We all need to be inspired. So, and then along with the different thematic units I'm planning to do, again, start thinking about field trips. And if you've gone to the same field trip every year for the last 10 years, it is time to do something different. Maybe you have to do a field trip to the museum because it's tied into the curriculum somehow, some way. Fine. But then do a fundraiser and raise money to plan a field trip that is different from what you've done before. And now you'll probably have to find a reason to justify it. So pull a different part of the school curriculum to justify you want to go to a pumpkin patch. All right, maybe you're studying farming. Maybe you're studying the growing cycles. Find a reason to go somewhere different, do something different, and just get out and have a little fun. Third thing I would suggest is consider changing grade levels. After I did the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, I went to 4th grade. And wow, that was a very smart move on my part. I have been teaching little ones for a very long time. Plus, I had little ones at home as well. So it kind of felt like all day long, I'm doing A says ah, A says ah. And then I would come home with my own children and I'm doing the exact same thing for homework for them. My work life and my home life were way too similar. And so I kind of felt like I was a teacher 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I wasn't getting any breaks in there. So by jumping up to 4th grade, I was suddenly working with children who were independent, children that could work in groups, children that could actually do something without that constant teacher, Miss Bietler, Miss Bietler, And if you teach 1st grade, kindergarten, 2nd grade, you know what I'm talking about. There is no downtime for a teacher. You are on all day, from the moment they enter that classroom until the minute they walk out of that room. So with 4th grade, it was completely different. I was working with different kids, and it gave me that separation from home and work. So seriously, consider changing grade levels. One more thing I would say, and this is probably one of those things where you're going to shake your head and go, oh, we know, give me a break. But honestly, the last big thing I would have to say to you is to take care of yourself. That one year that I was having panic attacks, that wasn't good. I was so focused on getting it right, being a perfectionist, that my own health deteriorated as a result. I actually left the school in an ambulance that year because my blood sugar dropped for whatever reason and I practically passed out at work. EMTs were called, they're sticking needles in my fingers, and that was craziness, just absolutely craziness. So, one, cut yourself some slack. At the end of the day, you can only do what you can do. And if you've got 15 behavior problems out of 30, most of your time is going to be spent dealing with behavior. It really is. So, do your best. Nobody's a miracle worker. Just do your best. But when you go home, turn it off. And I wasn't doing that. I was going home and thinking about it and replaying it in my head over and over and over, so that even, 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm not relaxing. I'm not chilling out. No, I'm freaking out about what I'm going to do tomorrow. No. If you have a year like that, when you go home, you really do have to find a way to shut it off. If that means coming home and turning on the radio and blasting your favorite music and jamming out for half an hour while you're preparing dinner, or coming home and doing yoga, listening to a meditation app on your phone, find a way to disconnect from the job. Because if you're living the job 24/7, you will grow to hate the job. You will be not able to sleep at night because you can't turn your brain off. So you do have to find a way to separate yourself from work. When you come home, change your clothes. Literally, taking off your clothes is like taking off the day. So change your clothes, do something different. Remember your passions. What do you like? For me, it was writing. I actually started a blog. It's this. This is one of my passions. I like doing this. This is a release for me. This is me talking to somebody, even though nobody's talking back. I know that's probably crazy, but it's true, okay? Somehow this is me connecting with people. I started subscription boxes because I felt like I gave and I gave and I gave and I gave, but I wasn't getting anything back. So by ordering a couple of subscription boxes a month, it was like I got presents. Like, woohoo, somebody's acknowledging me, even if I had paid for it myself. Make sure you're walking. Make sure you're doing some kind of minimal exercise. I have rheumatoid arthritis, so I'm not pumping iron or going crazy, but I was doing my Pilates. I would go for walks with my husband. You know, like King Julian says, you've got to move it, move it. So find a way to take care of yourself. Eat healthy, get enough sleep, and yeah, hopefully if you can put all those things together, you can find your passion again. And this past year, moving to 4th grade, having a normal class again with just a couple of tough cookies, doing the daily 5, which was something I loved, and having fun. You know, we had some class parties, we had a lot of field trips this year. I actually did thematic units again, something I hadn't done in forever. By making some changes to my own routine, shaking it up, and finding my passion, my fun, it helped me to love my job again. So I hope this helps you, especially if you're suffering from teacher burnout, because like I said, I've been there. It's awful. It is really awful. So good luck, take care of yourself, and if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because when you give me a thumbs up, it makes YouTube show my video to a wider audience, and I want to try to help as many people as I can. So talk to you later.